The first piece is called what?
Okay, yeah. The first piece is called the bridle. And the bridle is made up of your headstall, which is this piece here, which goes over top of the horse's head. This front piece right here is called the brow band. This will go across the horse's forehead, keep your bridle from falling backwards over his neck. This piece here is your throat latch. This goes underneath the horse's throat. This keeps the bridle from falling forward off of his head. This part here, this will be the bit. This goes in the horse's mouth. This is where you do all your talking from. These long things here, this would be your reins, aka the steering wheel. Left turn, right turn, stop, back up. It's all right here. Then, the next piece that we're going to install onto the horse will be the saddle pad. Now there's very many different kinds of pad. This is it's like a medium pad right here. And when I say medium, you got like, saddle pads are like shoes. You know, you can get a $5 pair of shoes, a $50 pair of shoes, a $500 pair of shoes. And this right here, this would be like a $50 pair of shoes right here. And this is what protects the horse and gives the horse the cushion from your saddle. Now some horses have a sway back or might be a little wide. So some horses, depending on the saddle that you got and the type of riding you're doing, you might need more padding or you might need less padding. So that makes a big play of when you're going to buy saddle pads. This here would be your saddle. This is a Western saddle. Notice it has a horn and how big it is. If this was an English saddle, it'd be much smaller, much less stuff, no horn. Okay? Some people hold on to the horn. Now I'm not gonna tell y'all not to hold on to it. Me personally, I just don't touch it. It's frowned upon. But as you're learning, it's cool to hold on to the horn. These long things here, these will be your stirrups. These are your stirrup levers. This is the actual stirrup where you put your foot in there. This buckle here, this is of course where you adjust it at. This long thing right here, this would be your girth. This is what actually goes underneath of your horse or whatever so that you can tighten the saddle up so you don't fall off. This leather strap right here on this side, on the left side of your saddle, I should say left, on your right side of your saddle, this is called your off billet. An off billet is simply for buckling your girth. You never want to try to adjust this after you get on the horse as far as tightening it up because it's like impossible. This over here is called your tie strap. Now, this tie strap is not that long. This tie strap, you notice that it has holes in it like a belt, right? If you go back over to this girth, notice that this girth has a big buckle on it. Okay? Trinity, bring the horse here for me, please. Horse act like he's starving, like he don't eat all day, every day. Put him on around here, girl. We ain't got all day, like your mama said.
What? This way.
Don't worry, he's crazy, but he don't kick or nothing. He don't kick, he don't bite, he doesn't do any of that. All right, so first thing we want to do, we want to take our saddle pad.
He is not gonna eat you.
You notice that we got this leather piece in the front up here, right? This lets you know that this is the front of the pad. This is this leather on this side. There's another piece on this side, and there's another piece up top here. That's a wear pad where the saddle would touch it. So, and of course, if the saddle pad is made out of cloth, and she would be rubbing up against it, it would kind of wear the pad out. And sometimes some of these pads have like a lint kind of stuffing inside of them. So you know, once you rip the pad, then you got stuffing going all over the place. So we want to put this pad on like this, and you want to look at the horse's shoulder. This right here is the horse's shoulder. You want your pad to be lined up with that horse's shoulder up at the front. With the horn facing forward, this is the way the saddle goes on. You want that horn to be facing forward, and when you buy a pad, you really want to measure your saddle. So if you got a 30-inch saddle, you want to have about 2 inches of pad in the front and 2 in the back. So a 30-inch saddle needs a 34-inch pad. Because if not, you'll end up, you gonna make sure the horse don't go nowhere? Because if you got a pad that's too short, you'll end up like this, either in the front or vice versa. You gonna hold the horse or you gonna run from the horse? Thank you, helper. Or vice versa. You'll end up with a pad and you got the saddle hanging over. That's just not gonna work. Because then what happens as you're riding, the saddle will be doing this to the horse as you up there riding, and you'll have a horse with a sword, and that's a whole nother thing we want to avoid. Turn them sideways for me. That way, facing you.
Come on.
And you got to get close. Stand right here. He ain't gonna bite. That way, because he don't move. He ain't gonna do that. Okay. We want to pull our girth underneath of the horse, and our girth needs to be right behind that front shoulder. We're gonna take our tie strap, and we're gonna open that buckle, and we're gonna drop straight down. The same way it hangs on the saddle, we're just gonna let it drop straight down. Then we're gonna come up and basically make a loop, come right back down through this D-ring up top, and basically do the same thing. We're gonna come straight back down again. Now there's two things that we can do here. Remember how I said this strap has holes in it and there's a buckle here. What you can do, since we've gone through here twice, when you pull up, it'll get tighter. Now you can take this buckle, we're gonna make sure the horse stands still.
I'm holding them.
We can stick this buckle in here and then pull this strap, and that will lock there. It won't come loose. Now sometimes you won't have this option. Might be the leather's too long, might not be a hole there. So then what we can do, you got to move up this way. Stand in front of the horse. Don't stand beside him. Stand in front of the horse. Go in front of him. That way he won't. Unbelievable. Let me show you something. Head up. Head up. Now stand just like this. Don't let him eat. You got to manhandle him, because if you don't, he gonna manhandle you. We started way over there. Now stand right here, hold his head up, don't let him eat, don't let him go anywhere, and stand in front of him. You have to block him. He's not gonna bite. No, take your hand. He's not gonna bite. He's not gonna bite. Hold just like that. Why are you standing over here on the side? You have to stand in front. Stand in front, he won't bite. You know your mother's getting all this on video. This is not a bug, this is a horse. He's only biting at the rope. You see, this thing here, you see, that's what he's biting at. He's not biting at you. Unbelievable. Hold the horse. If he was going to bite you, he would have bit me. He's not biting. Look at this. He doesn't bite. He doesn't bite. He's not biting me. Unbelievable. I know your mama didn't just come in. Oh, Lord.
She's not gonna hold him right. She's not holding him right anyway. He all up on her. Look at that. Look.
Okay, the next thing we can do, we can tighten this up. Same thing. Everything has been up and a down. Up and a down. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to show y'all how to tie this knot. This knot is going to be, we're going to come in to the left. Now, depending on which hand you are, left hand or right hand, you can go either way. But I'm right-handed, so I start left. So I come in to the left, hold straight down. Right? Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come straight across like I'm tying a tie. And then I'm going to come up through the back.
This is not stop.
Then once I come up through the back, I'm going to come straight out. And then what we do, we go straight down. And then once you tie that, you can pull on this. That's not going to come loose. And then in order to tighten them up, stop, horse. Hey, hey. Get over, get over, get over. Ho. Ho, ho. Stop, stop. He got ass. And in order to tighten this up, what we're going to do, we're going to do it just in reverse. We're going to pull the frontal loose. Stop. Pull the frontal loose just to loosen them up. We'll grab this, pull up.
Morgan.
Pull up. We're going to pull the excess to us. Pull down. He's saddled. Morgan, can you grab that bridle for me, Miss Morgan? You're so helpful. Thank you. Round of applause for the little people. Thank y'all. He's just trying to eat grass. He's just mad because you're not letting him eat anything. Alrighty. Get this right. Okay. Now I got my bridle in my hand. Coach, see how bad he is? In order to put the bridle on, You got to stand beside him. Yeah, I told you he's very mischievous. You got to stand beside him. Stop. You got to stand beside him, and you want to hold your bridle like in your. Stop, fella. He's bad. And basically all I'm doing, I'm taking the bit and I'm holding it in my hand just like this. Not so that he can bite me, but I just want to put it in front of his face.
Each one of y'all gonna do this. Each one of y'all have to redress them for real.
Oh, no.
That's what you're here for.
Open.
Because you're gonna have to be able to do this at practice so that we can maximize practice time. Because if only 1 or 2 people can do it, it's not gonna work. So each one of y'all gonna be responsible for doing it. So each one of you are gonna do it tonight. That's why you're here. So you laugh, but you're gonna be doing this. All except for Morgan. Mommy gonna do it for her.
Mommy might not be dressed for this.
Stop. You let this go. Wait. And then we come with the throat latch and just buckle it. We don't need to buckle the throat latch so that it's tight. Usually the first or the second hole is usually good with the throat latch. And that's it. Then you throw your reins over the head